So welcome back guys to another SCPH replay, and this time gonna be into Triton. It's gonna be a cold day here and now in this TVZ. And introducing our players here and now on the top left. We are gonna have that red Terran that is ZeroWing. Pretty cool name, pretty cool guy, I would question. And his opponent on the bottom right instead. Looking pretty frosty here and now. It is gonna be the blue Zerg of XtinC playing on instead. So XtinC versus ZeroWing into Triton. And think about Triton, ramps are your friends if you're playing against the Zerg. The Zerg in the meantime can be able to take control of as much ground as possible if they're able to get in the proper spots. And honestly, like spots like this are the death sentence for any Terran or Protoss player playing into this map. But if Zerg is able to catch you off guard here and now, you might be game over, man, game overed. But if you're able to actually get up on top, it's a lot safer in so many situations. Playing on even ground against Zerg and playing on high ground most especially, such a big advantage to begin with. In the meantime though, XtinC gonna go for that 2 base scenario already. We'll be looking to try and produce as much as possible. Pool gonna be there as well, and into the extractor we go. Basically XtinC gonna be playing that as standard, but Symbolic Boost will be into the cards later on as well. In the meantime, the Reaper will be running around, of course, try to get a poke or two, and ZeroWing playing the standard as well. So first things first, when you see a game and you see standard, it's like, okay, sure, it's the same old thing. But it really just goes to show that these players know what they're doing, know what they're going to be up to, and have an idea of how to play against their opponents. So it's always good to have that quality control to begin with. Over the command, and then we set on up as well into the Insta-Mule, get some more minerals going. In the meantime, Reaper, as well as the Marine, seems like ZeroWing gonna be going for that bunker potentially, or the reactor rather, later on instead. The factory already being built here and now. One Marine gonna be in to protection mode. We'll make sure to fend off this Overlord from getting as much information as he wants to begin with. In the meantime, the Reaper gonna be going for the Exodus already. Zerglings in position. And both sides gonna be looking pretty stable so far. Again, did you guys know that XtinC does have a Wikipedia page reactor now being built up by the barracks after that first Marine, who's just gonna be there to make sure that he can get DPS going if need be. A Zergling run on by might be pretty potent, but with a Marine in behind those supply depots that are lifted up, gonna be a good way to go. Anyway though, the Reaper able to get 2 kills, so pretty efficiently done there by ZeroWing. In the meantime, there's gonna be factory waiting on for the barracks to be done with its job. The reactor looking to go online already, gonna be able to get the land on down instantaneously. Double pumping up those Hellions allows more pressure on to that mineral line to begin with. Plates being destroyed as well here by our Zerg. It seems like XtinC has decided, okay, I'm gonna go for the full economic focus. ZeroWing hasn't done much anything to me. He sent in those Reapers, but that's a show. And XtinC is feeling confident if he gets those Zerglings in a good spot. Creep spread is all he needs to just bridge the gap, get to that 3rd base quickly to make sure to chew on anything coming his way. But the Hellions do sell another story. They're a lot quicker, especially without the upgrades there for our Zerglings to begin with. In the meantime, we can go for the kite action if they get one beautiful line on. That might be the show. Good bait and switch here now from ZeroWing. Sends out that Reaper, puts it on the low ground, and surprise, surprise, the Hellions are there to actually get the takedown. In the meantime, XtinC looking to play the micro game strong. He has to make sure he gets proper splits so these Hellions can't get their maximum DPS to go. In the meantime, though, Starport gonna go for that Viking, take care of those Overlords along the way. And still, we do have some mules dropping on down to begin with. Refineries, though, working together as much as possible. Getting as much gas as he can, double pumping out these Hellions yet again. Maybe 6 Hellions actually into the fold. And now it's time to see the transitions here from that tech. So ZeroWing looking to go for the bio-focused army. We'll go for that stim pack already. The tech lab onto the factory means that this is going to be potentially siege tanks for supports. But overall, it's time for the racks to come on that reactor tech here and after the starports. It'll be very important to get those medevacs, unlike that last game. But for now, ZeroWing will look for the opportunity to actually cook up a few drones in this matchup. Supply depots now forming the last part of the wall command center. Gonna be a big chunk of it as well. In the meantime, here for our blue Zerg, it really is just gonna be all about that economy. We haven't seen much here from XtinC so far. I haven't seen even that Roach Warren, so it's gonna be Spore Crawlers instead for the defense. More and more Zerglings as well as Queens getting some more ground, looking to expand on one of the two upper tiers of position. Anyway, ZeroWing now sending these Hellions over. We'll try to get a cook or two. In the meantime, the Zergling didn't get that scouts. And XtinC will find an opportunity to react. Queens though, trying to get that DPS going. Unfortunately for them, not much energy to go over those transfusions. In the meantime, Zerglings are being sent in to try and potentially help, but they can't get close without getting fried. So a pretty stable game here and now for both of our players. It's always good to see some really solid micro coming our way. But we'll see if ZeroWing can keep up with the turret that is XtinC. As right here, right now, as XtinC did get the scouting information, he's going to go for the Bane Nest. Very, very potent and so efficient against many of the infantry on the ground. In the meantime, Lair as well will be an important one. Getting that tier 2 allows your Banelings to turn into roly-poly-olies, and +1 turning into +2 when those evil chambers come up on top. Gonna be so potent as well. Now this is very unfortunate actually for ZeroWing. He sent in some mules, but it's gonna be a timing attack here from XtinC completely in such a perfect opportunity. 3 mules did go down, and that's a lot of minerals not going the way of ZeroWing whatsoever. You know, some people actually quit if that happens. But anyway, the Red Terran not gonna give up, but XtinC buying him a lot of space to work with, a lot of resource advantage into the next cards of action. And it might be a twist of fate, but the Hellions trying to go for the burn already. In the meantime, XtinC sending in a drone. We'll look for that fort base on the right-hand side. A lot safer to defend, honestly. It's on the road less traveled, and it isn't as direct as the other side. So we'll see if XtinC can keep on with the economy, because he has just played this to a greedy degree. Anyway, it really just is XtinC making these proper decisions. Yes, he is playing greedy, but he knows he can. It hasn't been too much pressure from ZeroWing, and honestly, XtinC actually in the lead in terms of that army count. Having these Banelings, these Zerglings, and these Queens ready to defend, always gonna be an opportunity for you to drone up as much as possible. Still, though, more hatcheries coming our way. It's gonna be a proxy hatchery. In that main base, will allow twice the fun, twice the eggs, for none of the minerals to get back in return. Solo good group set here from XtinC. He's inching closer and closer to his opponents, already defining lines and being able to position in proper spots. Unfortunately, though, the scan will shut things down. One of the creep tumors do die already. In the meantime, here we go with the Zerglings yet again. Siege tanks blowing his other counterpart apart. ZeroWing trying to play hop, skip, and a jump. The hopscotch action instead from XtinC. Able to get that splash damage going. A few Zerglings go down, sure, but that is a free siege tank, so basically pretty even on that front. XtinC can just make some more Zerglings along the way. 28 coming into this next batch. Interesting enough, ZeroWing feels like he needed to go for that supply depot top up. Was supply blocked along the way, but doesn't really need to be in a rush whatsoever. Still though, Hellions now might get caught. The Zerglings trying to get this round on. One do go down. Apparently that other one was a Reaper, but no. The Hellions can try to survive. 2 of them living to tell the tale. But right here, right now, XtinC going for that attack. Extending his lines. Making sure he can get these creep tumors on to begin with. In the meantime, here for our Terran player, this is going to be a good option. Drilling Claws, very, very effective. We'll be able to hide those Widow Mines as they're burrowed in their positions. Now, one thing XtinC could actually do, I believe, is if the Widow Mine is not spotted, but he knows it's there, can just blow up those Banelings in that position and gets the damage going. Gets a splash, eventually get that takedown, but it will cost quite a little bit. Not as efficient as you would think. In the meantime, Marine's gonna get caught potentially in mid-transition. Stimpack is there, and then XtinC not really paying attention as well on both sides. Caught with the pan snapping. Siege tank again blowing up their own units. This time, it's the supply depot and the SCB going down. And right now, ZeroWing finding the opportunity to potentially go for the drop infestation pit on that main base, so this allows the hive to happen. So we are going to get higher tiers of tech here and now from these Zerglings, as well as Hydralisk. Gonna get that speed boost going. Phoenix in the meantime, caught trying to morph on in. Here we go with good load, and well done to the Medivacs. Opening the door enough for ZeroWing and his Marines to survive. So anyway, XtinC though playing such a solid macro game. This is really the Blue Zerg in such a solid seed so far. Basically, ZeroWing is trying to make drops happen, trying to play the bio, but he is caught on the back foot, forced to play so defensively, forced to play very afraid instead of sending in this army and going ham. So it's XtinC setting the pace, and ZeroWing will have to tangle with him in another time. But right now, XtinC is taking it easy. Only sending his Zerglings. Gonna be another scouting fort yet again. Going for a free kill on the siege tank. It seems like the other counterparts always able to help out the Zerglings to begin with. And every siege tank that falls, that's less space that they cover. It's XtinC winning these small victories at the cost of very disposable units to begin with. Anyway, I like this here from XtinC. He is going to go into some Vipers, besides the Parasitic Bomb anti-air, that can actually hamper any Medivacs to begin with. We are going to be able to get the Cloud on as well. Protects, make those range basically melee, basically one. Get a Cloud onto the siege tanks, and there you go. Can't really do much, can't he? The artillery, the cannons, not going to be able to sink into the blues to begin with. Oh, we love you, Daks. Keep up. Hope you cast my replays. I already did one, Mr. Dash. Maybe if I still have energy, I'll do one more short one from you. But you were first game. You were first game today, so you might want to check that out. That was a really good game, huh? You kind of choked by the end, but that was a really good one. That was really fun to cast. So though, yet again, XtinC just ZeroWing does not learn, doesn't he? Another place, another time, another siege tank falls. Still though, here we go with the Zerglings, here we go with the Banes. Going to the left hand side. Medivac's trying to get away. This time the Banelings do get the connection. But again, XtinC, look at this creep spread. This creep spread is one of the scariest creeps that I've seen in a while. So much of the map covered with creep. These Zerglings and Banelings gonna be so fast. And there you go. Oh, the shoes. So much damage, man. So right now, ZeroWing is trying to play with fire, and he's just getting burned every single time. Right now, he is in a second degree burn scenario. Maybe one more Baneling hit will turn it into a third degree. But anyway, XtinC playing with his food by this point. Because he is slowly but surely getting a scary army in behind. Broodlords being built up, plus 3 actually, in terms of the melee. You'd say this is like a variation of 3 base needleless combination. No, it's just win with Zergs and Banelings, and then show up with Broodlords to make him cry his pants. Parasitic Bomb right now connecting onto the Medivac, forcing the splits. Will the Medivac survive? That's gonna be the real question. The Lingering will be able to stay on. But yes, the Vipers consuming as much as possible, getting some energy to go as well. Broodlords now being morphed in yet again. And there's gonna be 3 more Broodlords, I believe, coming our way. So that's 6 up in the air, 3 Vipers, 4 supports. And Hydralisk gonna be numbering over the dozen. On the flip side, it seems like ZeroWing has decided to make sure that his lines aren't gonna be crossed anytime soon. Gonna make that Venn diagram that the Terran really loves to begin with. In the meantime, Thors are also being built just to make sure he has enough anti-air to go. So that's a really good call. The Thors are quite tanky to begin with, and they can march forward and get the damage done with their cannons, but they do still need to win the ground game. So we'll see if ZeroWing can respond in kind. Both sides at a close to 200 mark. XtinC honestly in a good spot in terms of that warrior count. He did lose 2, but basically in an optimal situation. In the meantime, ZeroWing heavy on that army. And I feel like he's overcommitted, overmade units to begin with. And he really can't get rid of that. Can't really go for the attack, allowing XtinC to take the advantage even more. So though the fight keeping on gumming, the rock's not getting it broken, allows the Zerg to have another opening. In the meantime, Drilling Claws finally showing its true mark. Broodlords, though he'll stay alive, will be getting on out. Hydralisk is going to be there though. Banelings right now getting the burst on! That's going to be a big bust there, and then XtinC giving the opportunity to go forward. Still, there is going to be no sidelines there of those Widow Mines. In the meantime, Broodlords trying to get on away. Safety in numbers, I believe. And ZeroWing able to hold steadfast for the time being. So right now, ZeroWing finally given the space to actually build something else. To build other things beyond the army. But instead, he is not going to try to bridge the economic gap. He's feeling comfy with 59 workers. It's all about getting the army by this point in time. Still though, very good call here from XtinC. Good go for the expectation pits, as well as that neuroparasite. Allows him to hamper, allows him to take care of the Thors without lifting a muscle for his units. Solo this medevac hiding on the top right. Now XtinC changing his angle of attack, going to the right hand side instead. The supply depot wall might get caught here and now. And the real question actually is, how many supply depots does ZeroWing have? Will he be able to survive? Will he be able to still make units if this wall goes down to begin with? So he's right now onto that base yet again, taking care of the middle line. In the meantime, here comes some Marines one more time. And SCV is now going for build duty. ZeroWing is just getting attacked from every different angle that you could expect. And solid movement here from XtinC. He's using the fact that he has so much creep set, using the fact that he's able to keep his opponent on his toes to such a solid degree. Can go even further with that creep set perhaps, but right now is as efficient as it can get. And when the map is looking purple and you're not on the side of those scary aliens, that is not the way to go. Bio though, Bio here from ZeroWing, we haven't seen much from him. The thing about Bio is you want to play those drops, right? You want to be able to put your opponent on your toes, but it seems like it really is ZeroWing tiptoeing for the cookie jar in this place. A lot of planet fire fortresses as well. It's 2 in the front line. And ZeroWing is so afraid to do much of anything by this point in time. Now he's even worse off in terms of that worker counts. And it seems like he is going to go for the Hail Mary play. Ghost Academy into the cards. I'd love to see a nuke being built as well. Might be an opportunity to take care of XtinC. In the meantime though, XtinC himself still trying to make some more units. 9 infestors right here, right now. Opening things up. And what is this patch? I think this is the older patch actually. If this is an old patch game, it is going to be Infested Terran. So yes guys, this is the older patch. So Infested Terran, going to be able to go for disposable units. Such a cost-effective unit to begin with. Parasites, just pretty much the butter on that pancake. And right now, it's a sea of blue and purple here on the south side of Triton. Broodlord's going to be in position into the front line, interesting enough. Might be a potential chase here and now, but it just also potentially can be a bait and switch. Infestors, Vipers, ready with their energy. Can go for the cast at any point in time. In the meantime, ZeroWing finally going for his own attack. Looking for the aggression, wants to go for the space on the right hand side. I've lost count on how many bases XtinC actually has to begin with. But the Hydras are there, going for the spines already. Medevacs able to zip on away instead. In the meantime, Infestors gonna be looking to reach around and find an opportunity. But right now, ZeroWing has that Hero Squadron ready to go. 2 Marauders, 4 Marines, and a whole lot of gusto. Queen cannot keep up, will get taken down. Spore Crawler going for the hamper against the Medevap. Here we go, the Corruptor as well, and this will force these few heroes, these infantry, to fight for their lives, fight for the minion here and now. Fungal Growth, they take care of our Infestor, but this is going to be a last stand here and now. All of them die. It's going to be a tragic affair, a tragic funeral there for them. But they did their job, they did as much as they could. Just wasn't enough. Anyway, Ghost Academy right here, right now. Gonna get that EMP upgrade, very essential to get a good sap on. Not allow these Infestors as well as these Vipers to get their abilities to a maximum degree. In the meantime, here we do have more and more Thors for ZeroWing. Has swapped on over to our more mech-based approach. But those neuroparasites are going to be putting such a big wrench in the huge lug nuts that are the Thors to begin with. Anyway, go for the lock on. XtinC losing these Zerglings yet again. One of them still alive. Supply depots now under the rest. And it really just is XtinC having so many tricks in his bag and given the opportunity to play with all of them. Anyway, stim back on in. The Hydralisk will get caught by disregard. And it's just unfortunate because they're off creep, will get taken down. I think in the notes they do have that speed upgrade, just doesn't work as well as it should on a spot that isn't covered by the Zerg biomass. In the meantime, he also has that upgrade for the range, and he doesn't have +1 though for the range itself. Range Zerg rather itself. The Flyers getting that +1/+3 as well as that Infernal Grants really means the Zerglings are the focal point of this army. Bailings right now being morphed in as well. And in the meantime, in the bottom left, we are gonna have another base up and running. So by this point, it's a lull in the storm. ZeroWing has this one big army to go for the fight. XtinC in the meantime, don't need to keep up, but has so much utility in behind as well. He's already floating on 7k minerals and gas. The thing that XtinC needs to do is build more hatcheries, get more eggs going, and make sure that he has enough in the bank to go for fight after fight after fight. In In the meantime, ZeroWing really needs to get some more positioning against his opponent. These creep tumors are not helpful whatsoever. Still though, the Infestors waiting at the outside. Here we go, perhaps with the Infestaran Broodlings now being tossed. There you go, the Thor gonna get caught for the Swarm. Good movement though, good micro here and now from ZeroWing. It's still gonna be a brawl here and now Ghosto screaming off. I believe an EMP does connect. And the Infestors can't do much in this scenario. Beautiful play here from both sides. Infestors now marching forward, looking to tank things up. But they are just being tossed out for free. Broodlords now falling on down. Thor's dying as well. And you can really see the higher tiers of tech, the high echelons of play as well as what units they can build on. Fighting for their lives, fighting to try and survive. But no, the Banelings are here. It's time for another go. Smashes down Marauder. Oh, beautiful, beautiful abduct. Gets one, looking for a second. The Thor right now in behind, in between those Infestors to begin with. It's gonna be 3 Infestors being tossed out yet again. So XtinC, a little slipping up on the micro. You never want to get those Infestors all the way in the front line. They're not really tanky whatsoever. Like, you can make an excuse for the Swarm hosts a while ago. You can use them to get a little bit of that aggression away. They're quite big, they can easily be misclicked. But Infestor, it's a thin, horizontal unit. It has 90 HP. If it gets focused in, it is pretty dead. It's pretty dead to begin with. But still, Broodlords, here we go with the Banelings yet again. And every beautiful Baneling accounts, every beautiful Baneling hits is a show of its own. So still running on the right hand side. Here we go yet again with the scan. The Planetary Fortress being kept alive by the mules. But I feel like these mules, again inefficient. ZeroWing making some really big mistakes with the mules, especially throwing them in spots that are so unsafe. Throwing them in spots where they're not really doing much and forgetting about their timed life. You want to get as much minerals as possible. ZeroWing at 100, like 300 minerals rather, compared to the 4k that XtinC has. Sure, it might not matter if the fight comes slot-sided, but XtinC has so many opportunities, has so many ways to just come back in this game. He's even ahead. Like, it's not even about coming back. Like, if the fight messes up, he'll still have that second wave, can get that third ZeroWing in the meantime. He can't trade. He can't trade evenly because he is really at a depressive state. Still though, on to the left we go. Broodlords right now packing a punch, hampering this Planetary Fortress Liberator in the meantime. He can set one up. With mind does get a connection onto one, but the Broodlord shrugs it off, says like, oh, that kind of tickled. Siege down now the next target. Here we go with the Marines. Yes, Urban Ghosts in the meantime in the front line. An EMP might be huge here. Looking for an opportunity, giving chase yet again. Stimpack right here, right now, to go for that movement speed. And the Festers in the front line. One more go. So it seems like XtinC getting things for free, and we'll be able to back on now. It's a lot of energy steer here for our third player. And ZeroWing every juicy EMP might make that difference. In the meantime, still, here comes the bulk of the army, and it has turned into a lull period, but XtinC is just feeling so confident, and he's just feeling that he doesn't want to throw the fight away, per se. He just wants to find the proper opportunity to take the win, even though he has had the advantage from the very start. Anyway, +3 for our Evo Chamber, +1 finally for those Hydras as well. And in the meantime, we are going to get a little more armor for the Broodlords, as well as more damage being done. As the Zerg army waiting on to the outside. We'll see how this is going to pan out. Hydralisk fighting again a command center to begin with. And more CCs being built. This is looking really tough here for ZeroWing. He's slowly but surely running out of space and resources. In the meantime, XtinC has gotten everything he wanted from this planet and more. Broodlords right now looking to land on down. Thor's in behind yet again. Infestors right now on the left hand side. EMP's connecting. Beautiful sucks. Energy's gone from the game. But right here, right now, Fungal Growth putting things in its place. Broodlords able to get free shots from the side. And right here, right now, that is going to be the Ghost going down. Good terrain here and now for XtinC, using the map to his advantage. And even though he's winning the fight, he's backing on out. He's like, okay, I've done the damage I wanted to. I've gotten the EMPs out of the Ghosts. I gotten some of them dead already. It's going to be an easier time here and now. Banelings though, as well as the Viper's going to get caught mid-transition. And will get taken down. In the meantime, Broodlords being escorted by these Overseers. And we'll see if the vision is going to be an important factor. I haven't seen too much cloak here from the Ghosts. I don't think they have had it. Yeah, they don't have it whatsoever anyway. It really just is the EMP. They get the EMP on, and that is the show. Phoenix right now, waiting for the next wave to come. SCV gonna do a backflip and die. That's so sad. See, I love the animations, honestly. Like, one of the things I love from StarCraft is the animations. Marauder gets blown up like that, the legs sticking out, the SCV doing 2 backflips in a row, flying in the air, things taken down. And this is the best part when you have higher graphics on StarCraft. It just gets cleaner and crisper to look at. The animations are something to die for. And speaking of die, here we go with the Banelings getting out in front. Infestors losing the energy, sure, from the EMP, but there are some who get the Carapace just in time, the Parasite rather, just in time. And the Thors fighting among themselves. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Medivacs right now will get caught looking at everything else. Flying on the wave. Gets the lift onto one Thor. Trying to evacuate. Made that 3. But ZeroWing in such a bad spot. XtinC right now going for the gong. Looking for the smashdown. XtinC getting closer and closer to this victory. ZeroWing has been in the corner from the very start of this matchup, and it seems like this is gonna be the end with him getting smacked down. No GG even. XtinC takes the win, and ZeroWing unable to keep up at any points in time in this match. We just seen 26 minutes of the Terran being tortured, and you can really see that XtinC just having that advantage, able to win it out through skill. Ended up floating by the tail end, but it is what it is. Winning out with style, having all of that jazz to go. So well played there to XtinC, and I'll see you guys in the next one.